Hello everyone, how are you? Hope you all are doing well. I'm Geeta Kakrani and today I'm very excited to launch my second episode of the Gemma series. First of all, I apologize for the delay. I was traveling, that's why this episode is coming little bit delayed, little bit late. So, today I'm going to start how fine-tune Gemma model. What is a Gemma? In the last episode, we discussed about the Gemma is an open LLM released by Google, the same DeepMind team that developed Gemini. So what is the difference between Gemini and Gemma? Both are developed by the Google team. Gemini is closed LLM, huge data, which already trained with a huge data set, but Gemma is open LLM. So Gemini can use only using API or Vertex, Cloud Vertex, but Gemma we can download, we can run in your local system. You can run Gemma in your laptop, in mobile, without internet as well. This is a feature of the Gemma. Gemma is a lightweight open LLM which can easily download in your system, in your mobile, in your laptop, and you can run this LLM without any internet dependency. So, what is the LLM? In my last episode, already discussed about it. So, what is the LLM? LLM is a pre-trained huge model which trained on the huge data set. So, whenever you apply any query, when you ask any query, then it's a generate answer on based of the trained data. But Gemini has huge data set. So not possible to download that huge data set and huge big LLM. But Gemma is an open LLM which can downloadable in your system. So it comes in a lightweight model, means it has a different parameter of the model, like a 1 billion parameter, 4 billion parameter, 27 billion parameter. So you can choose any model of the Gemma according to your available resources. This all we discussed in my last episode. In my last episode, one more thing we discussed how we can use Gemma from the Kaggle using Kaggle API. If you want to know about it today, you can check and see my last video. It's available link in I button. So what is the today? I hope you're excited about it. Today I'm going to explain about the how fine tune Gemma. First of all, I want to explain what is the fine tune, why we are using that. So actually, already I told, LLM actually large language model means it's a trained model on the based on the huge data set. Okay, but this data set in that we have a language, English, Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati. We have a language parameter, grammar parameter, and context information. So this is a huge. So whenever you generate any query, then it's retrieve the answer from that available data set. But if you want to ask, you want to make a chatbot for your coffee shop, you want to make a chatbot for your pizza shop, your car showroom. So obviously you want your chatbot explain about your product in your style. Not like suppose that I want to make a chatbot for a medical line or a healthcare system. So obviously this chatbot should be give answer according your available information in the related diseases and symptoms. But style also should be matched. It's not a means like a just okay. Uh, Thank you for shopping. Next time we will come back. It should not be like that, no? It should be take care. You should go take advice to doctor. So like that, we have to make the pattern of the chatbot according your domain. So that's why we use the fine tune. The fine tune means again we are providing our data to my model, which model already pre-trained with a huge data set. Now again we are providing a data set and training, and we are applying the training with my data set. So that means key model now will train with my data set and try to understand the pattern of the available information. So in my data set, if I have a coffee shop, and because in my example, I'm going to make a coffee bot. Okay. So suppose that I have a coffee bot, I have a coffee shop. In my coffee shop, we have a different and unique type of the coffee. It's not available in all other area of the world. Okay. So just I want if anyone asks from my bot, what is the best seller coffee, which is the best coffee, why your coffee is unique, so what is the specialty in your coffee? So my chatbot should give the answer on base of the my features, my product, and my specialty. If I use the simple chatbot like a Chat GPT or Gemini, so how could it know about the specialty of my product, because it's a train on the normal data set. So in a normal data set, obviously they have information about the multiple coffee shops, multiple coffee. So obviously, if I talk about a particular coffee, so might be it can give answer on based of the train coffee. It's a possible. It's a highly probability. It should not give answer according to your recipe. It will give answer in a normal available coffee which already available in their data set. So this is a common problem. Whenever we use any bot, we will use any LLM, then obviously we have to face this type of the problem. So we have a multiple solution. So today we are using the fine tune. Again, one question always comes in the mind, why we are using the fine tune? Because for this solution, we can use the RAG implementation. Okay. What is the RAG? RAG means retrieve augment data, means we provide the data set, my data set, and whenever you ask any question, then LLM will check first of all my given data set, and after that it will retrieve the polish the answer from their basic language. And suppose that it could not find the answer in my data set, then it will get the answer from their data set. Okay, so in that condition problem gets solved. But in that condition, one more problem, model will get the information about your copy and about your product, but model will not learn about your pattern. Suppose that you have a very different pattern to about your product or talking, and some information is hidden in your data set. So whenever you provide simple data set, then it will just get the like a simple SQL database. It's generate the query and give the answer, but it will not learn actually style. So if really you want to make your bot in your style, so fine tune it much better option than that. But whenever we use the fine tune, then again we have to face some problem. Problem number one, whenever we download smallest Gemma model, like 1 billion parameter, but 1 billion is not a small data set. This is a big data set, already trained model. And now I am giving my data set on the top of this data set. So might be it can confuse, might be it can avoid, might be it can bias. Why? Because might be my data can be small, and a small information can't learn a model and can't replace on a previous information. So your small data set can be avoided by a model. So might be your model could not give proper answer after training as well. Second problem, whenever we give the information to small data set is a problem, obviously. Second, if I am giving them huge data sets, suppose that huge data set, so in that condition, it will take a lot of time and resources. This is also a problem. Third problem, if my model trained with my data set, my style, my product, then what is the problem now? Now I'm on to change some changes in my company and some policy. Then we have to retrain my model. It can be some difficulty. It can create some difficulty, because it's not possible that your model retrain again and again. In that condition, it will consume a lot of memory, a lot of resources, and a lot of time as well. So retraining and fine tuning not possible every time. Fourth problem, whenever you give your data set in your system, So it's a possible in your data set some information which could not overlap in existed information, because existed information in the training multiple times. You are giving the training 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So it's a possible it can confuse and it will not give the answer from your data set. It can retrieve the data information from the existed data set. Now, this is a fine tune problem. So you should not sure about the fine tune. Okay, if you are fine tune your model and your fine tune will give answer from your data set. No, it will only try to understand the pattern relationship of your data set and of your data. On the base of this, it can understand the how can we reply and how should we give the answer and generate the question. But always it will check, but your data set actually merging the existing data set. So might be model can bias with your existing data set. Now you will think why we are doing the fine tune. So we are doing the fine tune because I want to model more personalized. If your model understand your pattern, your the behavior and how should the reply in a medical industry, in a salesman like type. So in that condition, fine tune is good. Okay, we already a lot of talk. Now it's a time to show practical implementation, and I'm going to share my screen just now. Okay, this is my practical exam, and you can see I'm using the LoRa. LoRa is a technique to fine tune the data. So there are two types of the technique, multiple types of technique, but I'm talking about the two famous technique. First, whenever you are getting your model from the Kaggle, then we are using the LoRa system. And my second method will be use the transformer technique, which is used by the Hugging Face. So in my third episode, I will show the how can we load the Gemma model using Hugging Face and how can we fine tune with Hugging Face technique. Okay. So today I'm going to talk about the LoRa. LoRa means low rank adaptation. In that means that we will give some parameter which train on the layer wise. Okay. But after that, just I want to say it will take a lot of time. If you have a good GPU, then just try in your local system. But if you don't have a good system, you don't have a good RAM GPU, then you just try in the Google Colab. In a Google Colab, in a runtime, you can set the change runtime and you can select that T for GPU. You will get the free space, then you can start. But Kaggle system, LoRa system is a real, this is a Kaggle style training. It's a very simple. So that I can go with some simple CPU edge. So I done with CPU actually, but I used a very small amount of the data. After that, it took around 2, 3 hours. And that's why I don't want to retrain again and again because it consume a lot of time. And after that, I found some answer which actually I was not satisfied. I'm not satisfied. But what's the problem I faced? We will discuss about it. Okay, let's start. So you can see, first of all, I have to install my Keras library and it's already done my last video. So you can see in that video. So till that, we have done already, we uploaded already JAX as a backend system. We call my Gemma model 1 billion parameter, Gemma 3 instructor, the 1 billion parameter model. And after that, we check the summary. And here we already checked about the table. And we can, after the load the model in your Gemma LM, this is a variable in which I loaded the Gemma model. In this Gemma model, you can check the summary if loaded. Then after that, it can show the about that model, full description. And after this model, you can you can put your query like here. First of all, I said a template instruction. First of all, instruction, and in the next line it will be a response. In the next line will be actual response of the which given by system. Okay, and here I will put the question that explain the name of the copy because we are talking about the copy. That's where I just put it the same question, the explain name about the copy. Still, Gemma, it's not trained with your data set. So it doesn't know about your copy shop, copy product. So obviously it will generate the answer about the copy according to their pre-trained data set. Okay. So this is the answer. Arabica, Robusta, and Mocha, French press. And this is the definition of that coffee. But this already stored in their data set. Okay. And here you can see I said the top sampler means K5 means you have to get the relatively answer 5. How it's a get the relatively answer, it will discuss about my next episode. Okay. It's called embedding. And we will discuss about the embedding and retrieval in a detail in my next in the coming episodes. Okay, so you can see just I said Kikera hub samplers top sampler K5 and a top 5 it will be get the relatively answer. C2 means it should not get the randomly answer every time. If you pick any value in C, then it will get the answer. It will not random again and again. In a first time, it will get the answer. Then every time whenever you compile, then it will print the same answer. Okay. After that, you get the answer and you just print here. So you put it the question, explain the name of the copy, and it get the answer. It got the answer relatively your question. But from where it coming from their available trend data set. Okay. Now I want to load my data set. Okay. In my data set, this is a copy word data set JSON. Just a minute, I want to upload here. It's a problem in the Google Colab. Whenever your session is out, then automatically your file, your directory cleared from this space. So this is a problem actually. I have to, this is okay. So every time I have to upload my file whenever I want to recompile. But don't worry, I will not again train this data set here and again model we will not train here because it will take a lot of time. See, so that's why we already done with that. But I want to see this data set. I want to show about it. So this is a data set, the custom data set. I can download from the Kaggle as well. And if I take from the Kaggle, we can get the 5,000 and 10,000 rows. And I can create the data set using the NumPy as well. But I created the simple 200 data set using some ChatGPT. So I just keep a randomly name copy word. What is the copy word? And then input section and in output section, just I given a definition about the copy word in an Indian cafe that offer unique copy inspired by the South Indian and world flavors. Okay. So like that, we set some another question like where is copy word located? What make copy word unique? Do you have South Indian filter copy? Do you serve cold coffee? What type of the coffee do you serve? So like that. And one more thing, if you are making your data set, then you must have to create your data set about greater than 2,000 rows. Okay. You can't go less than 2,000. Otherwise, your data set could not train your model properly. Your model could not understand because this is like a ऊंट के मुंह में जीरा. Okay. So like that. So how can you make that 5,000 rows with your little information? So don't worry, you can repeat your question again and again because you are actually training a model. A model like a small, like a kid. And kid, whenever you want your kid learn this thing properly, so you will repeat your question answer again and again. So like that you can do here. So you can put your question many times, say with same answer. So that is the strategy, then your model can train properly. Okay. But right now, I have a 200 rows in my data set. So I just made this as an example and created two variable prompt and response as a simple array, because from this data set I will get the value and I will put in the array variable. But here you can see I have a 200 rows. It's already very small amount of my data already according to model. After that, I created 50 rows. Reason? Because in a 200, 500 rows, my model will took almost my full day. And suddenly, laptop will shut down and another problem, then you have to retrain, because Google Caller every time whenever session expires and retrain. And sometimes it's the session crashes as well. A memory problem, many problems. So lack of the resources and cause of the lot of time, I have to set 50 rows. This is a very little amount of my data. So it's not a good amount for the train your data set. Okay, but just I'm giving an example. So here I set the maximum row 50, and just I open my file which already uploaded in the workplace, and I just got the data and put example JSON.load the line prompt, so the variable append sub input section, and responsive variable I put it the output section. And after that I want to see my loaded data here, and I set some pattern as well, like because fine tuning means your model, your bot should be understand about your behavior, talking style, everything. So here I set some system instruction as well. You are a chatbot for coffee word cafe. You must only answer question related to cafe's menu, hours, location, services, everything. You have to talk only about that. Suppose that you are asking from your model who is the Shah Rukh Khan, and you are giving the answer. Your model is giving the answer related that. So it's not looks professional. So that's why you put the system instruction ki you will your model will give answer only related coffee and cafe. Okay, and your coffee and cafe. So just add your instruction. After that, you start your training of the data. So here it's prompt and training prompt dot append template dot permit. How will we only provide the instruction in the fine tune? It will understand your instruction. After that, it will understand your responses, and just a simple what is the format, template format, like you are giving some example as well. So whenever you set prompt in a chat GPT as well, if you are giving some example, then how should you give the answer for this type of the question? You should explain about it as well. If you do not that, if you could not do that, that might be it can create a hallucination. So if you don't want to that, then you just give some example. So I gave some example. If anyone asked about the capital of the France, and I apologize, but yeah, this is the example, template example, which I am giving that. Okay, if anyone asks question about like that, so you should give the clearly answer. I apologize, but I can answer question about only coffee word cafe. Okay, so these are some process to training. This is the only system instruction. Instead, not start your training. Okay, it's just a sample of the template format, data, everything. After that, now you will call your Gemma model and you will set rank 8. What is the means of the rank 8? Actually, rank 8 means it will allow, okay, how it's taking the parameter to the training, set the LoRa rank. So what is the rank here and how we will decide the rank value? So the LoRa means it's a low rank adapter. Means how much the size of your parameter to train your data set. Suppose that you are giving the rank equal to 1. This is a very small matrix, means almost it's not giving attention on your data set. Very one dimensional matrix like. So it will not give attention on your data. Almost lost your given information. So I can say it's a no sense. It's a training or not training, no sense. Okay. So not get the much pattern. If you are putting the rank equal to 8, well, you can put the 8, 1, 2. Okay. So like you are setting the 4. It's not still sufficient. If you have a huge data set, like you have a 25,000 rows in your data set, this is a huge data set. So you can put your rank equal to 4. Okay. Because if you have a huge data set, then obviously you have to consume a lot of memory. So in that condition, it should not capture your full information. It will be should take a pattern. So low rank means no small amount parameter to training of your data set. So it can, if small rank can be increase your speed of the training and less the consuming of the memory. But if you are putting the rank equal to 8, that means it's some large ranking. That means you are taking the most parameter to training and to check the pattern. So in that condition, your speed can be slow because it will taking the lot of data set to training and checking. So it's a properly, like I'm checking the copy very properly. Okay. So in that condition, it will be increase your time of the training and increase your consumption of the memory as well. So if you have a little data set, if you have a small data set, then the good you should the high rank. And if you are putting a 64 rank, then it's a very large value of the adapter. In that condition, your LoRa setup, your Gemma will train full of the information. In that condition, accuracy can be much better, but it's a problem. It can create a overfitting issue as well. Because overfitting is also issue ki it will only give her your given question. Well, answer according your data set and according your given question. If you are slightly changing your asking pattern, then might be it could not give answer because it's not already trained with that. So overfitting should not be good. That's why we should keep rank value according to data set, but not higher. So my data set was a very little, only 50 rows. So I should put actually 64, but I put it 8 because I know that after the giving the 8 value will take a lot of time. If I give the 64, then obviously it can take 50 rows. With 50 rows, it can take around 1 day, full 1 day to training. So that's why I gave a little bit value. After that, again, I will check the Gemma LM summary to check my model. And after that, the length is 256. If you want, then if you want I should explain the every line, each line, the means of the every line, what is the strand length, why we are putting, how can we use the sparsal category for the loss. So I will explain everything. I can make a dedicated video to it for it. But today I want to show how, because otherwise video can be long. That's I have to go to my next line. Okay. So this is the optimizer and this is a learning parameter. And after that, I will start my training. And here in my training set, I give fit x equal my data set. This is already training data set in my above section. Prompt my data set. My prompt, my responses, system instruction, everything available in training data set. Epoch means how many times you want to train with your data set. So if you want your model should learn about your data, then you have to set the high value of the epoch. Means this is if you are putting the 10 times, 15 times epoch, then obviously it can be a more relatable with your data set because it's learning again and again. Like it, if you want to keep your kid, keep in mind any question, must be remember that question, which is important. Then obviously you repeat that question again and again. So like that, it will this process will again create the again and again. And batch size 1, because total batch size will be 1. After the start the process, you can see I start the 3 times epoch, then 3 times it's a processed. You can see here. And now this is time to test my model. Okay, after the training, it's giving me answer or not. So here I set my system instruction. You are an official assistant for a small cafe called a coffee word. You must only answer. Now you will say why we are giving again system instruction, because obviously that my above system instruction only for the training. But here is also it can be hallucinate or can be give answer which not relatable with your data set. So you have to instruct here. So every time if you are fine tune a model, then system instruction is also very important to monitor your model, and you restrict your model, it should not give another type of the answer. Okay. So here I started this type of my system instruction. You have to give answer only related my data set. And this is the instruction, and after that response. Okay. So what happened with my question? Again, I here type the what type of the copy do you serve? This question is available in my data set. So what do you think? It will give answer from my data set or not? Okay, let's see. After training, epoch, it's a generate something like that. What type of coffee do you serve? We serve espresso, americano, latte, mocha, cappuccino, and cold brew. And after that, how many different kinds of coffee? There are different types of coffee. Now you will want to check, okay, this is the right answer. No, it's not right answer, because coffee word is already available anywhere in the world. So this is coming the answer from that copy word, not my copy word. So why it's happened? Because it could not first. My data was so little. It's a 50 rows only. Epoch only 3. That's not enough to train a very little data set. So it's just like I am trying to cover my model which already colored with a dark color. I am getting a very thin layer of my light color. So how is the possible it can be overlap? It's not a possible. So that's why it's not giving the answer from the data set. It's a giving answer about the copy word, but copy word is actual website, and it's getting answer from that copy word. Let's see my answer. What is real answer? So question was, okay, what type of copy do you serve? What type of coffee do you serve? We serve Indian filter coffee, masala coffee, world fusion, cold brew, espresso, cappuccino, latte, and more. So yeah, it can confuse because some of the data are matching with that, but actual it's coming data from another copy one. So here one more problem can be, hope so, okay, my name, copy word, which already exists anywhere, it can be overlapped. So I can do one thing, I can keep one more another name with my name, but this is not a solution because same name the coffee shop possible in the world. It's not a restriction, okay, you can't keep the same name. So yeah, this is a problem. So what should be I do to make better bot for my coffee shop, for my coffee product? What do you think? So give your answer in comment. We will wait your answer and we will discuss about it. And how can we improve this model? I will discuss in my next episode. Thank you so much.